Hello. So, here's this gifted 2000 that I received a while back. And let's see, it was the morning of June 13th. I unplugged it. The family and I went camping, and it was unplugged for a total of about probably 10 days. So, I've spoken already about the issue with the voice lock. That when it's on AM, it's in the center. And for anybody that knows anything about 2000s, I got a fine and a coarse voice lock, and the coarse has a notch in it at 12 o'clock. And on AM, when it's in the notch and the coarse is in the notch and the fine tune is at 12 o'clock, is seems to be right on frequency. And even when I checked it with a frequency counter that was borrowed, because I don't have my own, the frequency counter that I borrowed and this frequency counter would read that it's on frequency. I realized that it could still be off. I'm not discrediting that, and I don't want to get into that because I know that's possible, but it worked. It's a Cobra 2000, and it was given to myself. And my son, because when I got it home, I told him this would be our radio, and that if we ever sold it or got rid of it, it would be an agreement thing. So with that being said, but when I'd go to upper side, I'd have to tune the voice lock to about 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. And if I'd go to lower side, I'd have to tune the voice lock to the coarse voice lock to about 9 o'clock. To get the frequency counter to read on. And for the most part, when I'd talk on it, everybody else, that's where I was on frequency where I would hear people and they sounded decent. Exactly on frequency, I really don't know, because radios, even if they're tuned, they can still be off a little bit from another radio. There's so many variables that are probably not really that important. But with that being said, even on my President Lincoln, using it when I'd talk to my son when he'd be on the base, using the 2000 and I'd be in the car, that's where we've always had to set to 2000. I've had this now for a couple of months. I don't remember for sure. There's been a lot going on. Still trying to put the house back, because while we were gone camping, the house that we're staying in, it's not our house, it's just where we're staying. At a 12 by 16 floor area, laundry room and front room area of 90%. My family stuff had to be moved out and crammed into a couple different places so the subflooring could be redone. Enough about that. So now, get home, and then this is what happens. I plugged the radio back in, and I turned it on. Look at it. Actually, sorry. Focus on the frequency counter. Okay? Sorry. Should have said that first. Now, it's not unnormal when I first turn it on, ever since I first got it, to read 34, 29, 28, somewhere in there. It'll go through about... It's normal, not necessarily every time I turn it on, but it's normal a lot for it to change frequency. What it's doing now is way more than ever. And for the first 48 hours that I turned it on, since I plugged it back in from our camping trip, excuse me, it was reading 34 megahertz. But, however, 31 is what I run here, listen to at home, unless I'm like listening for DX 31 upper side band here in Salem, Oregon. This is where I hang out. There's one other friend of mine that comes on once in a while, and another friend that just got a station hooked up for 11 meters. We tried to make contact, and this is where I realized that this was going goofy. But when I turn on my 142, I don't want to move the camera. Things are still a mess over here, so I don't know. It'll be... let me see if I can... It's right at the level. See, my 142 is right there. It's not on an antenna. And So, but I am really close to being on frequency on 31 upper on my 142 with the RF gain turned down a lot. Hello, CQDX. Oh, and this time the clock went to 12 when I keyed up. How awesome. That's kind of new. 123 audio testing. 2169 Northwest Oregon. So, I don't know if that makes a difference. Oh, it does. It's still jumping around. But as you can tell, 123 audio. I know I'm not exactly on frequency. Guess I don't need to key that up as I'm talking. But anyways, that's what it's at. I wasn't really wanting to make a long video. I don't really have... It seems to receive really well.
I was a good customer.
There you go.
Favorite customer.
There's local rag2 channel. And it sounded off because I didn't adjust for AM. I did not adjust the voice lock. And I'm not gonna. I don't know that I'm doing any more damage to the radio by talking on it with it like this. I don't know if it's just the frequency counter's gone ballistic. And if that's the case, I can just put it there, right? It's on clock. Audio 123 2169 Northwest corner. So there. Who needs a frequency counter? I mean, they're kind of cool, don't get me wrong. Especially having to change the voice lock from upper to lower. I have talked to somebody, a Facebook friend. I have talked to somebody, and I have the right. I have the ability and the knowledge, just the physical ability, maybe not, actually. So maybe I don't have the ability to adjust the pods to get the upper and lower back on. And I was intending on doing that after we got the house back together, finding an area to take the 2000 apart. I don't know that I'm really up for that challenge. And now with this, I know the caps in this are old. Looking and judging by my limited knowledge of this stuff, I'm guessing this is an 80s model 2000. I don't know for sure. I know that from my understanding also the local tech, and I don't have the money to have this done anyways, because this is going to be a few $100 project. So it's not like I have the money, and right this minute I don't even have the money to purchase just the parts. Excuse me. But from my understanding, the local tech that lives in the area, I don't want to share his name. It's not a good or a bad thing, but maybe he doesn't want me to. Maybe he, I don't know. So, but there is one. He's about, for if any other locals, I don't know that really many other locals watch my YouTube channel. So, ham operator. There's one ham. Excuse me. There's a couple of ham operators local. There's at least one that I know of. Sorry there, buddy, Mr. Anyways, yeah, you're there. You go. You know who you are. We still need to get out and do our 10 meter. We still need to get out and do our 10 meter thing. 10 meter, whatever, communications test. But back to the 2000. Sorry. And by the way, just so that we know that you know who I'm talking about, let's define this as the person that just moved recently. Okay, I'm done about that. I hope you got a good laugh about that. I just want to respect. I don't want to offend anybody, although most of the time it seems like I'm offensive in some way, shape, or form. Whatever it is between the fact that, I fly a rebel flag. There you go. I've already discussed it on my channel. That offends enough people as it is, and you pretty much know my stance on a lot of things for the general part. But back to the 2000. Sorry. Having a rough morning here at the house, and, I guess my ADHD is really working overtime today. So I don't have the money really right this moment to even buy just the caps to recap it, which is kind of what I'm wondering, because there's one person on Facebook I've seen that was talking about the frequency counter doing something similar. I have to go find him. And he he recapped his 2000, and it looks like it looks like, from what I'm understanding, I don't know for sure, just but that's fix the problem. But here's the thing: I recap it. That's great. I can even possibly get it back on, to where I don't have to change this voice lock when I go from upper to lower sideband. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. 10-minute video. I did not mean to make it this long, but I get sidetracked easily. So there you go. Yep. Even if I recap it myself, which I don't know that my soldering's good enough to do, but even if I got the voice lock back on center, so I don't have to change it when I go from upper to lower to AM, great. I'm pretty sure I could do that, but now whatever else needs to be done. But the biggest thing about this video is, does anybody out there think that I'm damaging it more or doing more harm to it by transmitting on it? I don't mind using it just for a listener. This actually goes lower in frequency than my 142. Not that I would transmit that low. Not that anybody does. I don't know. Maybe they do. But I will turn the tone knob. Oh, can't see the frequency. So yeah, this thing actually goes 40 below 1. Plus or minus the RC channels. Anyways, folks, this almost 12-minute video. Long story short, this was only basically trying to get other people's opinion on if they thought that I should not be using it. I'm considering hooking that awesome speaker up to my 142, though. I don't know what to do. So, hey, folks, have a great day. If you watch this all the way through, great. If not, not a big deal. But thanks for watching. 2169 Northwest Corner.